on the Pistons Television Network. Quick stats show the Pistons continue to make the perfect pass. They are 100%, 11 assists on 11 field goals in the first. A couple of them slightly complimentary.
More than complimentary.
Here comes
Phantom-like.
the junkyard dog, Jerome Williams, in the ball game. Penny Hardaway misfires. Judd Bushler boards. I'll tell you one thing. If Morris Moravnik gave him an assist, he truly felt there was one there, because Isaiah Thomas had to really earn every assist when he was playing here. We know that.
All point guards complain about those.
Bison Daly turns baseline on Doliak for the dunk. Bison with 8. Pistons lead him 25-17. A little backcourt pressure on. Lindsey and Jerome. Joe D, Judd Bushler, and Bison Daly against Doliak, B.J. Armstrong, Penny Hardaway, Derek Strong, who's just checked in, and Dominique. Strong way out on the wing to B.J. Quick feed to Dominique. Backs down. Now the turn and gun off the high glass goes over Judd Bushler. Looked like the good old days.
Well, he doesn't get up as high, but
correct.
The moves may be a little bit slower, but effective nonetheless.
Pistons lead by 6. Bison Daly working out against Doliak. Hooks over him, no. Rebound snatched off by Penny Hardaway. Ahead to Armstrong. Dominique fighting for a spot inside with Bushler. Jerome Williams comes to 2-time. Dominique with the fallback gun. The junkyard dog with the rebound.
A little forced, I think.
Not the first nor the last. But what a score. I'll let you said that since you are one. Pistons throw that away, trying to go baseline. And let's go back and take a look at Bison Daly's dunk.
You're going to watch Bison, a quick move. He beat the rookie right there, baseline. Another flush for the Piston big men.
Pistons lead him 25-19. We've played down to 10 minutes here in the first half. Doliak, the rookie, inside. Nice move on Bison Daly.
Very fundamentally sound.
25-21, and it's Bad Boys reunion night. We got the captain, number 11, with us here courtside. Great to see you again.
It's good to see you, George, and it's good to be back with my roomie. But it's okay, T.
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Where's your jacket? I want one of those jackets.
You definitely deserve one, because you were one of the foundation builders.
I had a lot of help. It's a long time ago. Doesn't it seem like it?
It seemed like 5 minutes ago to me. Joe D misfires there. Pistons.
That's because you get better
steal. Lindsey with a pull-up gun. It goes.
Good decision that time by Lindsey. Coming down, they back off him defensively. Just pulls up at that foul line. It's something you learn in grade school. Stop at that foul line. If nothing's there, take the shot.
And we'll get a timeout here with 9:04 to play in the half. Stay with us. We've got Isaiah with us and the Pistons and Orlando Magic on Bad Boys reunion night at the Palace. 27-21 Pistons, just over 9 to play in the half on the Pistons Television Network. Hey, for all our friends at Anheuser-Busch, let's check Budweiser's What's on Tap. An old friend, Dick Carter, another old friend, Larry Bird, come in with the Indiana Pacers on Monday at 8. Atlanta plays the Palace Wednesday at 7:30. And you can come out early and rally the Pistons to victory against Indiana and Wednesday against Atlanta. Call now for tickets at 248-377-0100. As you notice, Charlotte comes in later in the month. Darrell Armstrong short with it to Joe.
Got numbers that they could push a little bit. We don't see a lot of fast breaking. Joe takes control.
Jerome Williams screens for Lindsey. Bison Daly deep to Jerome Williams against Derek Strong. Found himself some room. You like to see it. Guy work out like that inside, don't you think?
I love the interior passing that Bison Daly displays. It's a very good passer around the post area. Very good passing in between the defense. And Jerome is a great finisher.
Jerome is as active as I've seen anybody in the league. He's a nightmare for teams. It's like they don't read the scouting report. He continually gets offensive rebounds.
Doliak counters for Orlando. It's 29-23. Lindsey Hunter, drafted by the same team his idol played for. Then he got to play with him, Isaiah Thomas. And he's getting better and better all the time. Joe D, two-time, ball out of bounds with 11 on the shot clock.
I tell you, I love the Pistons in these uniforms. I'm sorry.
You don't have to tell him.
You know, the new breed is cool, but I'm definitely old school.
I love these uniforms. Talk about clean.
I bet you if they took the uniforms off after the game and auctioned them off, they'd make a lot of money.
And they are.
I see a guy up there wearing an old warm-up suit up in the stands as well, so he must have done something.
Derek Strong inside and too big for Lindsey.
George, I noticed Derek Strong in warm-ups was wearing a face guard from a broken nose. Obviously didn't enjoy the mask and decided to play without it.
There he is. We have 7.5 to play in the half. Team with the best record in the East, Orlando's here, and the Pistons have a 6-point lead and force the turnover.
Great hustle by Lindsey to pick off that pass and save it before it went out of bounds.
Number 1, Lindsey, working it right here in front of number 11, Isaiah Thomas, with Kelly Tripucka and me here at the Palace. Bushler from downtown, and he buries it.
Simple Piston execution. Once again, the extra pass is what makes the play. Ball never touches the ground. 4 or 5 passes get you to a shooter. Judd Bushler drains it.
Timeout. Orlando will have more with Isaiah and the Pistons and the Magic. Here at the Palace in a moment, the Pistons have a 31-23 lead. 6:59 till halftime on the Pistons television network. Then the Heat, the Knicks, the Spurs, and moving on up, the Pistons at 86.3 per game.
Well, that's the trend, and this is the Piston involvement we talked about before. The extra pass to the shooter, Bushler. The long bomb goes, and Pistons continue that trend, George. Getting assists, and it makes the offense so much easier and flows so much better when you get guys that are unselfish.
Shot clock's down to 5 for the Magic. Doliak with the miss, but you hear the whistle. And the Pistons get whistled for a foul.
Isaiah, I wanted to know what you thought of the job that Chuck's doing with this team. Obviously a very, very good draft. I think these two young kids, Doliak and Harpering, have done an outstanding job.
Yeah, what they came out of the draft with in Harpering and Doliak, great pieces for their team. Doliak at the center position complements Austin very well. And Chuck has done a very good job in terms of blending these guys into the offense, in terms of getting them ready to play. And when you look at what he's done with Anderson and Hardaway, Hardaway's having a bad year, but yet they're still leading the league. And you know that he's going to play better. So once the playoffs start, you get a new slate, you feel better about yourself. So hopefully, you know, when it's playoff time, these guys will come around and continue to perform well for Chuck.
Yeah, I also think Armstrong has a lot to do with it. He's had an incredible year. There's no doubt he's going to be the 6th man of the year.
Yeah, Chuck runs a, you know, it's a guard's offense. You know,
like what you guys did. Yeah. I asked her about that early in the season. I said there's a lot of similarities there.
And if you don't have guards, you know, you can't win in this league, I believe. And Chuck has 3 very good guards that creates mismatches for other teams, and Armstrong, Hardaway, and Anderson.
Isaac Dele with that little facing hook answers the one on the other end with a deuce for the Pistons, and now the lead is 9.
Now, Bison can be an offensive threat. He really adds something to this team.
Doliak went baseline, and before the shot, a Bob Delaney whistle and a Judd Bushler foul.
To get a look, speaking of Bison Dele, good one-on-one move. You get Dele some early looks, seems to raise his confidence and keeps him in the game for the full 48. That's really an added plus for this team.
Look at the Pistons shooting percentage, 63 versus 38 for Orlando. Another miss for the Magic, but here is Armstrong sticking it on the stick back.
Armstrong can do no wrong this year. He's had an incredible year. He's really fun to watch. Plays any style you want. Get in there and get rebounds. He'll make steals. He'll hit the open jump shot. He's won an awful lot of ball games for him.
Well, you got to be happy for a guy like that, too. Here's Joe D from downtown. The triple is off to Doliak. You know, Armstrong in the USBL, the CBA, the Spanish League, played in Cyprus.
And we always cheer for guys like that. The hard road.
He's here to stay, however. Doliak missed badly that time.
Yeah, I think Doliak had the shot before he put it on the ground. I would have taken that one.
Look who came up with a basketball. Darrell Armstrong. 5 and 10 to play in the half. 33-26 Pistons. Derek Strong goes back to Armstrong with the clock at 10. He stepped out. Joe was up in his face with some rock-solid defense.
Isaiah, what do you see in the league this year? A lot of teams in a strange schedule, the strange season. Boy, nobody's really taking control. Everybody's really blocked in there. You look at the East, there's 10 teams. Everybody has a chance to make the playoffs, and from top to bottom, it's only a couple games.
Yeah, it's a rhythm league right now, and if you can get your rhythm in this short season, you can run off a lot of games and separate yourselves from the pack, because teams don't have a lot of times to practice. They don't have a lot of times to prepare. So if you fall into a groove and you get yourself hot, such as the Pistons are right now, and you can keep that momentum going, you can end up winning the division and, you know, more or less, you know, without an 82-game season, you don't have to extend the marathon. You know, it's just a quick sprint right now.
We've seen that.
Chuck Daly shouting instructions. Bison Daly got a quick basket for the Pistons on the other end. He has a dozen. The lead is 35-26. Lindsey's back for Judd Bushler.
Daddy Rich still working the referees along the sideline, not happy about the score or what's going on.
Ike Austin, who's just returned, takes out Jerome Williams, finds Darrell Armstrong, who misfires to Lindsey. In transition, Lindsey goes to Joe, who hooks it deep to Grant. Batted out off the Pistons. Grant, Jerome Williams, Lindsey, Joe, and Bison Daly on the floor now against Harpering, Darrell Armstrong, Derek Strong, Ike Austin, and Penny Hardaway.
Pretty good job by the Magic on transition D that time, getting back in the paint and closing out on the shooters, as Joe Dumars nearly had a look.
Penny Hardaway showing you Orlando's not going anywhere.
Well, he's got to step up a little bit, because without Nick Anderson, he hasn't had a great year, as Isaiah has said. He needs to raise another level with Anderson out for a couple of games at least.
With that sprained left hamstring. Bison Daly in the post off the high glass. Jerome taps it, gets it back. Penny Hardaway takes it away.
There's that man again. He is just relentless on the offensive glass.
3.5 to play in the half. Ike Austin was 3-time. Hardaway whips it to Derek Strong. Knocked it down.
A little surprising. I thought that was a little out of his range, but Derek Strong, we seem to have some pretty good ball games against the Pistons, but does most of his damage inside.
You know, Kelly, when you talk about Penny Hardaway, I think the Magic have a dilemma on their hands, because he really hasn't defined what his role is, what his position is. Doesn't know if he's a point guard or a shooting guard or a small forward. And I think he needs to define his identity in this league.
I couldn't agree with you more. How about that try for a jam by Armstrong, even though he missed it?
Well, he's done something wrong for once, George.
Joe misses on the long gun.
Mistaken. That's the kind you want to dig a hole and cover yourself up 6 feet under.
He gave it up, got it back, missed the tray, but Ike Austin boards for the Magic.
Yeah, Isaiah, I think you're right in that, and people have questioned his leadership quality as well. I think he's a little confused as a player.
I think he lost what he was trying to be. When he came into the league, he made the All-Star team as a point guard.
To a quick start.
Posted people up, really played well underneath, and then he wanted to move to the shooting guard, and then he played a little small forward. So over the years, he's really lost his role and really lost his identity in the league in terms of who he is and what type of player he is.
We got a little problem on that call, and Darrell Armstrong and Bison Daly with the collision. Bison with the foul, and with 2.5 to play in the half, we'll go to timeout here. 35-30 Pistons on the Pistons Television Network.
Now let's get a look at what happened. A little tussle before we went away. Watch Grant Hill. He'll get hit on a pretty hard screen. probably took exception to it.
And then Bison Dele called for the foul on Armstrong on the baseline.
Or that referee, he put that whistle in the mouth.
Rashad Michelle looked like he wanted to tee him.
He thought about it.
It's Bad Boys night. Why not? They got those classic World Championship uniforms on.
There's nothing wrong with a little hot sauce and vinegar in the blood.
Thank you. Darrell Armstrong, by the way, was upset. He thought he was fouled on the missed jam. And so nobody thought the whistles were doing him any favors. Well, Penny Hardaway's at the line.
If you missed a jam like that, wouldn't you think you got fouled, whether there was somebody 10 feet or 30 feet away from you?
Well, I know if I missed a jam like that, you got to come out of the game. I mean, the game has changed, and the tolerance point has changed so much that the coaches allow a lot of things to happen nowadays that they never allowed back in our day. Because you never would shoot. Yeah, you never would shoot a three-point shot on a fast break. You got a 2-on-1, 3-on-2 fast break. Guys are pulling up for threes. They're going in, missing dunks. I mean, it just never would have happened back then, and people accept that today.
Well, Lynn Reeves just took the baseline. It was wide open, and he hit the glasser 37-31. We have 2 minutes to play in the half. Penny Hardaway runs up the finger roll, count it, and a foul.
That's a great play by Penny Hardaway. Good decision. Don't settle for the jump shot. They've struggled offensively. Nice little show and go as the defense tries to close out, and he just takes it right back in the teeth, lays it up, gets contact in the foul, and it'll send Penny to the line to try to complete the three.
And he does. And don't look now, but it's only a 3-point Piston lead. Despite shooting 60, close to 60% in the early going. Grant doubled, split the trap, and got the whistle.
He's a difficult guy to double team. If you don't get side by side and lock those arms and legs together, he consistently splits the double team with his quickness.
Jerome Williams against Strong with a minute now and a half to play in the half. Jerome kicks it out to Eric Montross, but the shove's called.
Joe upset about, talking to Bob Delaney, upset about Harpring getting a little too high with the elbows underneath, and watch for Joe to get the next call next time he touches the basketball.
Derek Strong whistled for that one.
You ought to know.
Jerome's at the line.
Well, you have to know when to complain and when not to complain. And, you know, if Joe's smart, the next time he touches the basketball, he'll make a move on Harpring and try to draw the foul.
Go right to the basket, he'll get the call.
You just played in your 1,000th game, and a rookie throws that forearm up high. You may as well say something about it.
Yeah, but Harpring's a very tough kid. You know, I watched him at Georgia Tech. I was scouting him a lot because I was thinking about drafting Heed and also the kid Doliak. And these are two very tough kids, mentally and physically.
I thought so. Very smart players. That's why I think Doliak's done a great job. We saw him have a game on Sunday a couple of weeks ago where he had 27, 28 points. Very good from the outside, knows how to set screens, really doesn't try to do anything he can't do. And Chuck told us earlier in the year about Harpring. He says he just doesn't even know who he's playing against. He says he's not a kid that's into everything. He says he has trouble recognizing who his teammates are. So we thought that was very
not intimidating.
He's a bulldog.
He said, I just let him play, and he'll come around eventually. It'll take him a couple of years.
Darrell Armstrong, and it's off the heel. And we got a whistle with a minute to play in the half. And speaking of great jobs, I think that the great job that you did in Toronto is starting to pay off plenty up there. And they have really turned the corner. Congratulations.
Thanks, George. Only thing I can say is, can you imagine that team with Stoudemire and Walt Williams still on it?
Exactly.
Because they made the trade to Portland, and I think that's what put Portland over the top.
Sure.
And when you put Stoudemire and Walt Williams back on that team, we were poised. We were trying to make the trade for Camby, for Kemp, They ended up making it for Canby, for Oakley, and that set their team apart. We needed that veteran leadership. We needed that toughness.
I was going to say, that's what's really put them over the top. They got a few veterans to mix with that young talent, and they won again tonight. They beat the Wizards earlier this afternoon. So, I mean, they're a hot team, and now the young kid, Vince Carter, who's probably taken the lead as far as Rookie of the Year. Boy, has he been a player. He's really taken over and given them kind of a go-to guy offensively.
You know, if they stick to the plan that we laid out up there, they're going to be a tough team in the future because, you know, sky's the limit for them right now because they're poised perfectly to have great success.
Well, they double-team Grant, and on the floor, they're going to call a kick here. Yeah, Harpring tried to get away with a little soccer move there, trying to bring the ball to his body with his feet, but gotta love the hustle. Guys on the floor.
Let's take a look.
My favorite part of the game, a good double team. Grant loses it, and you're going to watch Harpring. Can't get it with your hands, get it with your feet. I like it. Isaiah, a lot of people felt that and still feel probably that basketball can't survive in Canada. I mean, obviously right now, the way the Raptors are playing, people might think otherwise. Well, what's your take on this? Can basketball be a consistent factor in Canada?
But we led the league 1 year in attendance up there, and the people will come. The only problem is with the Canadian dollar and the U.S. dollar, you end up conducting yourself similar to the Montreal Expos or the Florida Marlins or the Pittsburgh Pirates, where you build up the talent and then you're not able to keep the talent.
Exactly. I was going to say, as far as free agency is concerned, how many guys want to go up to Toronto?
Well, I don't think they would have a problem attracting free agents in terms of people wanting to come there. It's just a matter of can they afford to pay them, because you have to pay in U.S. dollars, but you're only collecting Canadian dollars. So you may only be able to afford maybe 1 or 2 superstars at the most. But when you're talking about having the type of talent that we had there, in terms of 4 or 5 guys becoming budding superstars, you may not be able to keep them. So you end up becoming a farm system.